welcome to all. Today there's a class about the how to communicate the PLC through HMI. Now I'm using both software DOPSoft 2.00 version and also Delta PLC. By using this software, I communicate with the PLC. I communicate the PLC through HMI directly. Now I am going to design an HMI. So I am using DOPSoft 2.00 version. This is screen. Now I need to do a simple communication processes. Just two on-off buttons and level indicators. First, I am using a switch button. Momentary is an on-off switch. Then I go to normally. I need to take a picture. I am using you need to stretch this picture, then only you can get a clear view of this picture. After that, for one state, this is not suitable. This is also no need for us. So you can go to same. I'm using this green. So if you're on condition, I'm using this. And also I need to set it also. If it's non condition, the bulb should we should take this. When I switch on the button will glow like this. Okay. I don't put any text here. If you put any text here, that will show in that button. But I'm not putting any text in the input. I directly get the text from down left. Now I need to give address, X address for the external input. So I'm using an input for memory coil. I give an address M10. Okay. M10. Right address also same. Okay, first I now give the. After that I need to create another element for the off switch. For that I need to name it as M20. This is an off switch, so I need to use it as a red one. Off, switch on. For the on state, use the button as a glow. So for these two is on off switches. Now I'm going to put an indicator, output indicator, multi-state indicator. I'm using a lamp. This lamp is not suitable. I'm using this. Okay. So now I'm using the pictures for the output. I give this as an output lamp. For the on condition, I picture it in glow on. Okay, this indicator is called, maybe I will name it as M50. Okay, the name is shown as M50, and also I need to go to another output. We'll create one. I'll name it as M60. If you put in X, it will compile the program, but in PLC the external inputs will not work. Give it as another output. Okay, so I'm using two inputs and the outputs is here. In on condition, these are look like this. If there is any condition is on, maybe if the switch is pressed or if output is indicate, the output will be low. I did not stretch in state 1. Okay, now I connect these. After that, go to tool and compile the program. Once it's completed, just go to the download screen. Download screen is option to transfer to the HMI. Now I transfer it. The file is receiving in HMI. After the loading data, the file will show in HMI display. So these are the instructions I created in HMI for the on-off switch and the start-stop conditions. Put a name text for all the inputs and outputs using this text box. Start. I need to change the size. I'll change size to around 20. ARL is a good one. Okay, now it's enough. I copy this and paste to other buttons, like I give it as stop. This is lamp 1. And name it as lamp 2. Maybe I will name it as fan because I'm using picture of fan, so I'm using fan. Oh, it's look like okay. I need to name it as a lamp 1 because I'm using one lamp, so just name it as lamp. So the pictures here, I need to give a heading. Put a heading for motor and lamp operation, so I name it as latching circuits. And that's latching circuits. So I save this, I save it as an HMI. After that I go to tools and compile the program. If there's an error, there's no error, so I can upload it to HMI. Now it's uploading to HMI. The picture will show in HMI display after completing the loading. So you can see the picture. Okay, now we are going to create a PLC program for this HMI model. I just minimize this and I open the PLC software. First now you give a heading in segment command. Heading is the same latching circuit. So what I used as input, see now here I used to input as M10. Also I am using LD M10. What's output? Now I am using HMI output as a lamp as an HMI output. Lamp is called M50. So my output is M50. Oh, M50. This is latching circuit. So I am using an OR condition. OR condition is for the connecting one run to another one. OR condition M50. I name this M10 as start. M50 is an lamp. I am using a stop button. Stop button I named stop button address is M20. So it's a stop condition LDM20. I name it as a stop. So this is about the normal communication between start-stop condition and the lamp condition. I communicate it. Now communication address is important. Normally we are using RS232 condition, but now what I done is I connected the PLC to HMI. I use an RS432 communication to connect from HMI to PLC. After that I connected printer cable, normal USB cable to HMI only. So I can communicate. So I am using this cable for communication through HMI. HMI is already communicated with PLC through RS485 cable. So I no need to connect another cable directly from PLC to PLC. Already HMI communicated with PLC. So I can use this single cable for the both programmings. By modify this, normally we are giving RS232 condition. For through HMI communication, we need to give it as direct link CDC. We need to select that. After that, this is shown as COM2. I click it. It's already shown as HMI COM8. Okay, I click that. Now I can compile the program. Okay, compile is complete, no errors. Now I can download to PLC. Program is ended. Now you can see this indication. You can see this, the light is low because we are using the COM3 as an RS485 condition. So only this communication light will glow. Here it is, you need to show about power, run, error and COM1. If COM1 is connected, it will show as COM1. If there is any error occur, it will indicate the error indication. The run button is always in run condition because we are using this switch. This is a run stop condition. Even if you are enter the program, if this PLC is in stop mode, the PLC will not run. Okay. Now I just send a program to it. Now I check for it. Okay. So I give the M10 as a start and M20 as a stop in HMI. You can see this is an M10 for the start. You can see the address here M10. You can see the address here M10 link 1 link 2. This red is This red is called M20. I am using this as stop, and this blue indication lamp is M50. So I am using these switches. So start as M10, M20 for the stop, and M50 for the lamp. Okay. Now I connected an external output for the same condition. I am using LD M50 is in work. Out Y1. Normally I can use Y0, Y1 conditions, but now in the PLC we are using two model of PLCs. First one is a transistor output, second one is relay output. For this LED, I need to grow this LED. This LED is about a 240 volt AC voltage. For this transistor condition, I cannot give the directly AC supply to the transistor one, because a DC supply relay output can apply for both AC DC supplies, but transistor only for the DC circuit only. So I connected an extension module about relay outputs. So I connect the common as an AC voltage. I get an output as a 240. I give the neutral to directly to this lamp. So for the base model, we are using output Y0, Y1, Y2, Y3. For an extension, we should use Y20 from Y20 onwards, 20, 21, 22 onwards. So I am using here I am using Y21. Okay, I am using a Y21. After that, I compile it. Okay, no issues. So I download the program. I just check the communications. So if there's communication of timeout, okay, you need to close the program and again open it. I need to name it as DBB 13 to desktop. So I save it, close the program, I minimize the HMI. After that, refreshing, I again open the program DBB 13. I actually already uploaded the program from PC to PLC. And for the confirmation, I'll again upload that. Return online mode. It's in condition already. So M10 as M10 for the stop, M20 for the stop, M50 is in lamp condition. I am using this M50 to glow the Y21 indication. So you can see here, this is an M10 I use for the stop, M20 for the stop, M50 is lamp. If M50 lamp is on, I connected for a Y1. So if I start indication, the light will glow. I connected the Y21 output to this. So this is for the operator indication for the whether the output is on or not. Maybe this light may be a motor or a pump for the maybe an output that from far away. For the preferences, they are using the HMI indication for the operator purposes. Which output is on, which output is off. They can monitor that. If I give the option, the output is also HMI output is also on, and also external output also in off condition. So this is about the communication between the input of the HMI to PLC outputs, external outputs, and as well as the indications about. Now I connect these two external inputs. I am using the external inputs to switch on switch off this lamp. I connected for this fan because I need to differentiate. I am using this output. So when I switch on the input in external, this fan will indicate, as well as this button will glow. Okay. Now, how I'm wiring is, I communicate with a sync source model. For common, all the PLCs have sync PLC input mode and source output mode. I also done that. I get in 0 voltage, just a common ground, and connected it to the S by S. S by S is sync by source. Whether maybe we can connect a sync or source. I using the sync, so I connect it to ground 1. After that, X0, X1, X2. I use 3 inputs: X0, X1, X2. This is what X0, X1, X2 as an emergency switch. Okay. I giving 3 wires here. The outputs, the input buttons are commonly looped by a 24 volt. Okay, because we are giving a ground to the common for the PLC, so I get a 24 voltage and connect it to the all the inputs in upper side. So the 24 is directly coming to the inputs. After that, I connect another cable for the differential inputs, like that. I am using in green, black, blue, yellow and reds. So whether the input is on, the supply will directly go to the PLC directly. Why? Because I connected this input to the PLC. So if I switch on this, the input will go in off. If you switch on the stop button, I am using NO, normally open condition for the on button and normally closed condition for the off button. This is a connection terminal. I am using this for the getting the same input or output for multiple wires, because I can't connect many wires to this SMPS model because it's a small screw circuit. This is an connected terminal. I can give the supply from one end, and after that I can get it another end for the multiple uses. This cable is about direct PLC cable. This is an USB communication, you can see it here. This is about connecting the PC directly to PLC wire. So I am not using this because I already connected HMI through the communication for RS485, so I am not using it. For the output, there is a C0, Y0, C1, Y1, C2, Y2, C3, Y3. There is a 4 output is there in extension. The 4 output is there. Whatever I give in C0, that will come out in Y0. The same conditions applied for, so as C1, Y1, C2, Y2, C3, Y3. If I give an AC supply to 240 volt to C0, when the output is on, I will get a 240 supply from the Y0. If I give a 24 volt to C1, when the output is on, I will get a 24 volt from Y1. These conditions applied. I am using two outputs Y0 and Y1. For the extension, I used in program as Y20 and Y21. This is the connection. After that, I am using this Y0, Y1 condition to these two lamps. This is for Y20 and Y21 conditions. I connected it directly. I give the output for I will give a common as an 240 voltage. I get an Y0, Y1 and connect it to the output. After that, another end is directly looped by the neutral, because there is a plus minus needed also. 240 volt neutral is needed for glow. The neutral is directly coming to the output. So whether the output is on, the 240 will go to the output and it will indicate the light. Now I will give the external inputs programming. I name it as segment command external device. I am using then on and off buttons too. So I name it as an X0, X1. X0 is an on button and X1 is an off button. Using an LD condition, LD X0. I already told you here about the latching concept, so I am now going to tell you about the set reset concept here. So I am using an LDP, LD instead of LDP X0 is on, set M120. I am using M120 for an output. When LDP X1 came, X1 is an off condition switch. When LD X1 came, it will reset the M120. Okay. I am using M120 for the output. So if M120 is on, I need to connect an output. I am using an Y1 output here because Y21 is an Y1 for the extension model. So I can use an y0, output y20, and name it as an on and off, on, and name it as a red because I can't put the red indication. Also, red lamp. What I'm using is M120. This is for M120 connection. So if in on condition, this fan is for the connection. I connect these to fan. What is the connection of the fan? It's one M160. I need to change it because I gave M120. I gave M120. So now this indication will go whether the M120's output is on. Okay. If it's off condition, it look like this. With on condition, it will change to a red one. Okay. Now I download the screen to HMI. The program is transferred to HMI. After the loading, the picture will come there, and after that we can check the external inputs. Condition X0 for the setting the M120, X1 for resetting the M120 wave. So whether the M120 is on, the output of Y20 will be on. Now I am monitoring this. This is an run mode. When X0 is on, X1 is on. After that, you can show here X1 conditions. If I give the start button, the output will indicate as well as the fan is in off condition. When it starts, the fan will automatically off and light will also off. This is for the set reset conditions. I am using this input for the setting in M120. This is the red switch is by resetting the M120. So whenever the M120 is on, the output is on also. This indicator will glow like that. Give the indication is on also. The indication about the fan is on. When you switch off, you will change it. When you switch again on, you will change it. Okay. So this is about I told you about two different type of I/O systems. First one is from the HMI directly. You can just put the switches in HMI as a stop button. This is this input, this virtual input from the HMI. We can indicate in HMI too, and also communicate with another external output. Another one is external inputs. External inputs means maybe an switches or image switches or sensors, anything maybe. We can use this. And we can communicate it with HMI easily after that, and also will indicate the output. Now we are going to see about the timer, how we enter the value from the HMI to the timer. So we just seen about the input output communication between the HMI and PLC. Now I am giving the data values from HMI to the PLC for the process of timer. So I am getting an input here, numerical entry. I use this box. Whatever I enter in this box, it will directly go to the PLC for the communication of addresses. For the communication address, it's not needed. I give it as an D200. D200. Read also. See. D200 is here. Okay. So I gave this value. I need to put some text here for the time. I name it as a time. So I name this box as D200. I need to this D200 address to the timer. Now I go to the PLC process. I'm using as LD M LDX1 and LDX0. when LDH0 is on, a certain value of M120. I did not use some whether and LDP I set another value. We'll set an input as x1. We need to give it as a pulse input only. We'll generate the pulse. We set M120. So I'm using this M120 for the set reset conditions. When the M120 is on, it will get a timer TM or T10. The value is after. For common, we are using the K values for the simulation processes, because for example K100, K50 for the 5-second 10-second operation. Now we can change the timer here. So I give the address D200. Why I am giving D200 means in this box they given address for D200. Whatever the value we inserted in this box, that will automatically come to the timer value. Okay. LD-D10 when the timer is on. The Y0 output will on. So I am using a Y20. Why I am putting 20 is it's not external output and extension module. So only and name is written as a RAM timer. So we can change the time whenever we want through HMI easily. Now I am compiling it. Okay, no errors. I transfer it to PLC. Okay, transfer. Now I am transfer the. Now I am uploading this HMI software to HMI. Download screen. The HMI will receive the data. After that, it will show the new display. After that, now we can insert the timer for the operation by ourselves and modify it whenever we want. Okay, I'm setting a timer, but the value is shown as K0 because D200 does not, we did not give any value to D200. Now I am giving the value. When I press this, it will show in keypad box automatically. For the purpose, I am giving an 100 for 10 seconds. The value automatically came to this box as K100. So this is the difference between a flag register and data register. What we shown in this instruction, it will automatically show it as if we given a K50, that are automatically taken as 5 seconds. But in this box, we are using a memory allocation box. D200 is memory allocation box for the data register. But the data value is K100. 100 means 10 second is the value. So if I start the button, it will take 10 seconds. After that, the light will be glow. But this lamp will indicate suddenly after the when the fan indication is on. After 10 seconds, this lamp will be on. So press the start button. The fan indication is on. After 10 seconds, the output will be on. So output is on after 10 seconds. Why I am giving a 10 second. 100 means 10 ms timer. 100 called as 10 second. When you switch off this, overall process will be off. You can change the time. I am now using a 50. Okay, you can give 50. The value came in here. If you press this, after 5 seconds, this lamp will go. So you can see the time difference. Whatever we enter in this box, it will directly go to the pages after. I am using this. This is for the timer purpose. You can use it for any purposes, for the addition, subtraction, like arithmetic operations, and move and the compare instructions. you can use any of that. But the concept is, if you are using a data register value, that will automatically come to PLC for the communication for the same orders processes. And I will tell you about the wiring communication between the HMI and PLC. I am using this normal USB printer cable for the HMI communication. You can see the communication here. That's the communication system. I am using this cable for the direct communication between PC to PLC, and this is an RS485 communication. I connect this RS485 communication to HMI to the PLC communication. So by this communication process, I did not use this cable. I can use this cable for the common purpose insertion mini USB cable. I have the cable, but I did not use this. Why? Because I already connected HMI to PLC, so I don't need to connect separate cable for the PLC. I can program and transfer to PLC through HMI easily. So I can, by this one cable, I can program the HMI program, and also I can program the PLC program and download into both by a single cable. So this is about the communication processes. Whenever we are using HMI through the PLC router, we need to communicate this and shown this CDC. CDC means a direct link CDC using. After, if you click there, it will show the HMI communication is there. Okay. So this is about a input of external input and external input communication between PLC and HMI, and also HMI we can use in inputs in HMI, virtual inputs for the communication of external outputs. So I hope this class will let you know about how the communication between the PLC and HMI is there, and also how we are connecting the wiring system for the sync source. How to connect the sync wiring input and the source wiring output. In relay model, whether we can use an AC and DCSN, both displaces and transfer model. So we did not use these output functions because our lamp is an AC supplies only. So only we just add an extension box for the AC supply outputs. So this is a class about the communication between PLCs and HMI. Thank you.